Hey, 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 welcome to Being the Light on the Angel channel, our weekly energy excursion. Glad you could be with us. I'm in a really good mood tonight. I think it's going to be a super cool show. My friend Andrea Morrison is here to talk about craniosacral therapy. And man, and yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Ernie Mosteller up at Fried Okra Entertainment. Amazing work, friedokra.tv. Go check it out. And my good friend Audrey Asciuto with Audrey's Place here in Sebring, a really great little B&B on the circle here in Sebring, and great place to stay. So thanks, you guys. Thanks for keeping us up to speed. And I actually have a silent sponsor. My old friend Brandon Brat Boy, and he's going to be up in Sebring on Monday next week. So I'm going to make him stick his face on the show and introduce him to you guys. So I'm really looking forward to that also. And many thanks to you as well, Mr. Man. UFOs. What? I love this time of year because it gets dark so early, and I go out on the porch and watch the sunset. And coming up over the little house right in front of me every night, it's like Beetlejuice and Rigel. I don't know what the third star is. It's an M something, and right in the middle of that is the three stars of Orion, making this kind of like line up to a triangle at the top. And like, I don't know, I can't help but look at the stars and make all kinds of shapes and trying. I love making triangles and finding a way they all fit together. So I love staring at it, and you wind up seeing kind of little energy lines and writing in your own stuff. And like for about the last 3 weeks, I've had 4 occasions where I looked up and I was seeing something I had no idea what it was. One of the first thing was something that looked like a comet. And I'm like, man, that can't be a comet. What in the heck is going on? And it was going on and on and on. And then it sort of like went behind a fireplace, flew on a house, and I'm waiting for it to come back out the other side, and it was like gone. I'm like, okay, well, that was really weird. And then like just earlier, I think it was like Thursday or Friday of last week, I'm sitting out there and there's this weird little light with a bunch of little lights around it. And the next thing I know, they're all like spread out and like fireflies like dancing around each other. I'm going, what the heck is that? And all of a sudden it goes, kind of gets together, swoops together, kind of comes down towards me and sweeps up, and I'm seeing this like light sweep behind it, and it disappears. I'm like, all right. I've never in my life seen anything, like I would say, oh, that's a UFO. I mean, I know I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but I never really had any kind of physical alien experience. And I don't know. I don't know what that was. I'm not saying those were aliens. They were crazy, weird lights that I'd never seen before. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled and have my camera with me, man. Maybe I can like scarf up a few of these. Yeah. I got some really great news today. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but I did this project for the National Audubon Society called the Birdsong Project. And I did a video they had this whole library of music cuts that really famous people had done for the Audubon Society to promote their stuff. And oh man, I've got a ton of people to say hey to. Yeah, Inga, what's up, girlfriend? Nance, what's up? Glad to see you. Glad you could make it. Tom, there you are, my brother. Yeah, I know this is a good night for you. Boy, good to see you. Oh, there we are. Mr. Zen, my good brother. Hajate, how are you? Linda Martin, Glad you're here, man. I think this will be a fun one. And my good man, Arnie Layton. Thanks for showing up, my brother. I'm happy you chose to share your energy with us this evening. Um, yeah, so the Birdsong Project. I got a really nice letter from Becky, the woman that runs that project, saying, thanks for the work. It was really super cool, and they had their big year-end uh, meeting and showed a bunch of videos, and mine went over really, really well. And it was just a really, I started a day with that today. Usually you open it up and there's some problem you have to deal with on your email. And I opened this one up and I had a permagram and pretty much have managed to keep it most of the day. So super cool. And Becky's really a talented meditation guide, and I am going to have her on coming up right after the first of the year. And I've got some kind of exciting news. I wound up working out an arrangement with my friend Kelly Brickle over at Sacred Spiral Network. And our friend Grace and Michael Zinn, a bunch of other people are over there, and it's a really cool place. A really Jennifer Rose, a really great conglomeration of light beings and people really dedicated to some energy elevation. So I'm really happy to be included in that, and I'm going to be starting that first show on January 26th. And I'll be, I've been talking about this for a while. I think this is the perfect time to do it. I'll be changing the official name of the show to Be in the Light. It's still the same logo down there on the left-hand side, and I think it will open up the horizons for a lot of new and interesting topics. I'm super looking forward to that, and getting us exposed to a wider audience is really super cool. I'm very happy about that as well. So look for that coming up in January, and I'll keep everybody abreast and let you know when it's happening. Okay. One last thing, and we'll start talking about the cranial stuff. As I've gotten older and I'm ancient now, and friends, family, I've lost a ton of them. So none of the holidays are their traditional kind of warm and fuzzy. And even when they are, they still can be anxious and a lot of cause a lot of deep feelings to come up. It's like at the holidays, all the stuff that pushed your buttons with a kid, all of a sudden as a kid are in your face. And as fewer and fewer people have been around, there's a tendency to feel lonely at Thanksgiving and oh, why, and over the last 3 or 4 years, I've really been working towards changing my set of expectations of what the holidays need to be, or what anything actually needs to be. It's going to be what it is. And, the fewer expectations I have of the way it has to be for me to be happy kind of opens up a whole range for me to be happy about a bunch of different stuff I might not even have thought about connected with that. And that's another thing too, and trying to make it cool for other people instead of looking for a way to make my holiday the best holiday it could be. Giving that up, I've wound up finding the most unexpected little gifts coming from the most unexpected little places. So unexpected. And I've just found myself chuckling and going, yeah, okay, I get it. That works pretty good. And way cooler stuff than, yeah, it just, check your expectations, manage your expectations, try to have as few of them as possible. And maybe the only one you should have is just have a good time, let it be what it is, and enjoy yourself. Yeah. And keep the good energy flowing, man, especially inside you. Don't let any of that rock your boat. Yeah, coming up on Christmas next week, man. I can't believe how fast all of that just shows up, man. It's like right at what is it, Labor Day, and then the next thing you know is Halloween, and they're already like at Halloween, they're already showing Christmas stuff, and before you know it, you turn around, boom, there it is, man. Time is just going on a real time warp. For me. And, I thought maybe it was just me. And like they say, as you get older, like time goes faster. But man, everybody I know, including kids, are going, oh, it's going so fast. So I'm not sure exactly what that is. All right. So over the course of the last few weeks, I've had more people from like all over the world, actually, and asking me about craniosacral therapy. And I had heard of a few things about it, but to be honest with you, I really didn't know anything about it at all as far as any kind of informed situation. So I started looking into it a little bit, and I realized my friend Andrea is a practitioner, and I got really stoked, and she graciously agreed to come on the show tonight and talk about it. I wanted to just, the more I dig in, the more interested I get. I can't wait to go get a session from her, and I'll come back and tell you guys how it went. And like every part about this, it has a real physical component, it has an emotional component, and it has metaphysical components like that are just really crazy. So I'm not going to belabor this because I'm going to get to Andrea, but here, let me bring this up. All right, so these are all the systems that's included: the spinal column, the cranial bones, and the skull. The benefits from this are pretty crazy. The physical benefits, for sure. Chronic pain, especially neck and back, and that's actually how I heard about it from 3 people that like had serious back scenarios, and this therapy really helped them with that. Like, not 4 or 5 treatments later, but like that treatment, they like left feeling better. I'm like, holy cow. Migraines and headaches, stress and anxiety, insomnia, emotional trauma, and PTSD. Really, really, really crazy. Yeah. And some of these are the things that are just like I really want to know about. These are the metaphysical dimension of this therapy. And it really deals with the fluids in your spine and your head, and like affects those in really crazy ways. The breath of life. This is one I'm really going to have to like, I want to pick her brain about: the fluid light and the cranial wave. Within a metaphysical context, the cranial wave is not merely a psychological tide. It's the light oscillation of consciousness itself moving through the spinal waters. Woo! Sound healers often find that tuning forks, singing bowls, or overtoned chanting can entrain this wave, amplifying its restorative coherence. And I sort of busted this out on Andrea before we got on, man. I'd love to do a combo and see what we could do. A really focused sound bath connected to exactly the motions that she was doing. Man, it could be like pretty impactful. So emotional healing and soul unwinding, the integrations of all the chakras, and this one, man, the state of still point. Portal to the infinite, man. That's what I talk about every week. blank space, blank space, the point, the blank space, blank space. The still point is the moment when the craniosacral rhythm pauses in perfect equilibrium. In mystical terms, this is the samadhi in microcosm, a moment where all polarity dissolves, no duality, and pure consciousness radiates through the body. That's the, yes. Okay, so I'm going to shut up about this now. And yeah, without further ado, this is my good friend, Andrea Morrison. Welcome to the show. How are you, Andrea? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hey.
All right. Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. Good to see you. I'm really, really happy you came to share some space with us tonight, man. So, as I was rattling through all of that stuff, it's just like, oh my God, in every direction. And like I was, I said to you before the show, I'm like, where have I been, man? They're like, this is a really crazy, deep, wide, like all-encompassing therapy that I'm pretty stoked about. So tell me a little bit how you got into it, and give me a little background on what your practice is about.
Sure. I was a dental hygienist for about 23 years. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my video was kind of lagged. And I was always, you're in a position, your neck hurts, and we had a chiropractor in our building, so I was there all the time. And she said, you need to see our craniosacral therapist. And I said, sure, whatever will help. And I had one session and I was ready to change my career because I left the body. I came back. I was walking out to the parking lot just going, oh my God, I can move again. It was amazing.
That's what's been kind of blowing me away about the people I've been talking to. It's like, it's really instant. It's not like, it's a build up sort of scenario. No, it's like you go in and have one session and like, whoo, like this woman with migraines, like she was like, I'm like, good now. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? Because I've been there for a long time, and she's that's like been a running thing she's had to manage, and she's been good since the therapy. I'm like, holy cow, crazy. So how does it work?
Well, I mean, there's some physical aspects to it, and then of course there's always the ethereal aspects that are not quite known perfectly by us. We just kind of trust and go with it. But the physical aspects, like you were talking about with the cerebrospinal fluid that runs through the brain, that is kind of that life-giving plasma that connects to the void or the blank space, or I can't remember the verbiage that you use, but that space. And if you are not pumping that fluid through the body appropriately, everything starts to slow down and shut down, just kind of slowly over time. So what we're doing is we're giving space to the brain, to the plates of the head, space to pump 100%, so we're going to raise that pumping ability from 40% back up to 100, so that you're actually getting all of this moving through your body, removing toxins, distributing nutrients and minerals and all the good stuff throughout the body. So that's just kind of the physical part of it.
Before you go off of that,
sure.
how how do you change that? Like what's happening? Are you like moving stuff? Are you using energy, or how are you doing that?
Yeah. So what I'm doing physically is creating some space within the plates of the head.
Okay.
Because as a child is developing, they used to have the little soft spot that grows together. And we used to believe that the skull would grow together just as one big brain bucket. And we're finding out that that's not true. each one of those plates comes together, but it gets into a suture. So the plates are able to move kind of back and forth in that suture. And if you get stuck, if things get kind of stuck together, you're not getting any pumping action going on. Like there's nothing that will move. So what I'm doing is working with the fascia and just pulling those plates so that they can find movement again.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why it works amazing for people with migraines.
Doesn't your skull sort of naturally, don't those sutures sort of naturally calcify? Or is that as you age?
No, that's what we used to think.
But that's not true.
No, they continue to move.
If they're already connected, can you disconnect them, or is there a point where it can't really be helped?
Well, that's interesting. I haven't found that yet where it's completely stuck. But the people that I'm typically working on are, they're still, I wouldn't say, prime of their life, but they're still living. They're still like day to day moving through life. I've worked very, just a couple years in hospice, and that was honestly, I absolutely loved that. But I have had people that it opens up for them, and we are the only ones that will limit our healing abilities.
That's true.
So I've had clients that'll come in and they cross their arms and they're like, "Oh, my wife made me come here today." And I just kind of giggle and I think in my head, well, this will be interesting. Let's see how far he'll let us go.
So do you guys have a brick and mortar place here in Sebring?
I do. I rent space from a chiropractor in Sebring here, and it's Pepper Natural Health. So they're right down behind the Southgate Publix.
Okay.
Kind of Bell's Outlet, that area.
Yeah. I know
we
exactly
share a parking lot with Sebring Florist.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know exactly where you're talking about. So if I schlep myself in and I lay down on the table, what happens?
What we do, basically, your job is to just lay there and breathe.
And do we have a long discussion before you begin your
Yes.
Okay.
If nobody has ever had craniosacral therapy before, we talk about expectations, basically. And when somebody can go in there with their intention of what they want to change, that's the best. If they can just let go of everything else. We're not going to label things as, oh, that's good, that's bad. Oh, I don't know if I like this. It's like, just go through it. Allow this flow to just kind of happen.
Yeah, no expectations. There we go.
Right. Right. Because then you get into flow. If you're going to sit there and try and micromanage it, you're not in flow. That's basically fight or flight.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
yeah. So basically you lay there and just breathe. Your muscles, you relax everything throughout your body. I tell people, pretend you're auditioning for the dead body on NCIS, where if I pick up your arm, it's just dead. And then a lot of people, there's different things that people will experience. Some they say, oh, I got really hot, or I got really cold. I felt like I was floating away. I felt like I was stuck to the table. Everybody is experiencing something different every time that I work on them. So it's just different every time. And when the client can allow themselves to just let go and let healing happen, they see amazing results.
Do people most of the time, like, they have immediate results to what they were doing?
I absolutely have had those people. I usually will check on my new people the day after, and I've had people that say, oh my God, this is the best night's sleep I ever had. My neck doesn't hurt anymore. My back doesn't hurt. And then there's also people who are like, yeah, it got a little bit better, but let's keep going and see what else happens. Particularly if they're not, they're a little nervous the first time. You don't truly let your trust just go out there.
Well, it's not
Sometimes your body
completely
needs
a
convincing.
physical. It's not completely a physical technique. It's an energetic technique too. And if they're not really looking at
Exactly.
that, they're going to be blocking part of what's supposed to be working. Yeah.
Exactly.
So while I'm laying on the table and I've been breathing and I'm all relaxed and I've just gotten the role for the dead guy. What's next?
What's next is typically I will start at the feet and work my way up to the head. Unless somebody comes in with just a splitting headache, then I'll start at the head, just to kind of release some of that pressure. Because what we find is that sometimes as I'm working my way up the body, it almost seems like we're chasing that energy, and people will be like, oh, my head is really starting to hurt. So if that happens, we kind of switch. I'll go up to the head, or a lot of times they can actually envision opening the top of their head and just allowing that to flow out. And that alone will reduce some of that pressure in there.
Well, I can't wait to do this.
It's so cool because what I'm doing is I'm just kind of feeling the fascia throughout the body. And you know, the fascia holds.
Are you actually physically touching or are you
Yes.
using energy?
Yes, both. Actually,
Okay.
I'm touching, and sometimes the other hand is working up here somewhere.
Right. Making a circuit. Yes.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm using tuning forks too for areas that that I can't just, it's not releasing quickly enough for me. You know, sometimes I bring in some of the sound therapies. We've had sessions where I have the client will make tones with their mouth, you know, just the ah, and making that, and you can feel the ripples going through their body when they do that, and it's like everything just scatters. It's just really, it's a cool feeling to experience that.
Do you perceive that visually? Do you see auras? Or do you
um
sense that and feel that?
it's I will feel more of the aura. What happens when I'm feeling through the fascia is I will get experiences or visions within my head that don't belong to me. And so I'll ask sometimes, you know, like I'm feeling this kind of this menacing person that it feels like you've cut ties and they're still not real happy about it or whatever. And it always it's always like spot on, which is funny because in the beginning I didn't trust it. So I didn't actually say it out loud. And now I'm finding that, oh, I should have been saying all of that out loud. But other times I will get the
I
emotion.
know that feeling. Sorry.
I'll get the emotions of things. There was a woman I was working on, and I had just gotten up to her thigh, and oh my gosh, I had just this screaming inside me, like, no, like somebody died instantly. And I'd asked her about that, and she said, my dad just died in an accident. And she's like, that's exactly what I just went through. And it's so crazy how I can feel that within my body. But it's such an odd feeling because it's not attached to me. Like it's not my memory.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
can feel what they're feeling.
yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool.
Movie from the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And I've been seeing, it's funny because as the clients come in, I'll see like a bunch of people that have hip issues, or you know, everybody's got head issues this week. And what I've been seeing lately is chest and head. And so what I'm feeling just from, you know, the ethereal plane is that we are really moving into this time where we're going to stop using this as our data processing, and we're going to start using the heart more. So people are coming in like their chest will feel real tight, and after we work through it, they're kind of like, oh, I just feel like I can breathe again. I can take that deep sigh in, you know, the diaphragm releases and they can actually expand that heart chakra or energy center, whatever you want to call it.
Purge that fear.
Yeah, and a lot of throat stuff lately too, because as people are becoming authentic, they're becoming more vocal, which is awesome. But this chakra had to really open for people.
Yeah. One of the things as I was looking into it, there's just seems to be a whole bunch of people like one of the main physical uh, effects seems to be like your lower back. Like
Mm-hmm.
how is working on your head like helping your lower back? I mean, I know everything's connected, but I'd love
Well, and
to.
particularly in that system too, because the lower bone of the back of the head, the occiput and the sacrum, they work in synchronicity. So as one flexes, the other one flexes. So they're going like this in their system. So if this hip is off, this is going to be off too. So you always see those two connected.
Do you ever have you ever gotten into acupuncture or jitsu or some of the
You
or
know, I haven't. I've gone to see an acupuncturist, and I go when I feel kind of guided to go and get that done. And I think it all works great because we're tuning into what we need.
I would love to share one of my faves too with you, the jitsu system. It's like super crazy and like it's all about the energy cycles and balancing all of those networks and how things are connected and you're hitting here but you're dealing with your liver and
Yep.
it works so like I'm a devotee at this point. Really works really good, and I'd love to just as much as I'm like just eating this up. I hope you would find that
Oh,
useful.
it is. It's all fascinating to me. There's
Yeah,
times that I'll be working on, a spot in somebody's body, and they're like, I can feel that in my left foot.
it's so connected.
Yeah. Or they felt other hands on them while we're working. But we also we bring in, our higher self, and we bring in other higher frequency beings that are there for benevolent reasons. And so there are times when there are, let's just call it, other hands on the body,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then people feel it. And it's weird because as I'm working, I feel like there's somebody standing next to me, and I don't physically see that. It's just kind of that feeling, and they'll say, oh my gosh, there was somebody that was on my foot, and I was like, that's awesome.
Do you always work alone or do you work in tandem sometimes?
I have worked in tandem with people before. When you were talking about the sound bath, I had actually been a part of that. This was quite a few years ago, but at a sound bath, and I would go around and kind of work with people. And it is amazing because sometimes there's just people or body parts that will call out and just be like, I need some love over here. And I know that you've done that at your sound baths too.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so we've talked a lot about the physical aspect of this, but the metaphysical aspects of this are like over the top to me. Would you speak to that
Yes.
a little bit?
Absolutely. The coolest part is that everybody has their own experience. So I can't say, Brian, you're absolutely going to feel this. The cool part about that is you're going to experience exactly what you need in order to kind of push through to that next level, which is why it's so amazing for anxiety and depression. Because a lot of times we just get so like stuck. And when you're in one of these sessions, you can kind of float away and you have your own session with your own guides and with your higher self that makes it beyond the shadow of a doubt what you need to hear and feel in order to move forward. Because I've had people say, oh my God, it makes perfect sense now. And I'll say, well, explain it to me. And they're like, I can't explain it to you, but it made perfect sense to me. And that's the cool part because I'm not the one doing that. That's them having their own experience with their higher self.
Yeah, but you're facilitating that
It's
energetic.
holding space. Yeah, it's holding this uninterrupted space where they can do that. And then I'm kind of working physical stuff while they're enjoying their experience.
So how long have you been practicing now?
Let's see. I want to say it's been about 13, 14 years now.
Did you go to school, or how did you get your
Well, I kind of put the cart before the horse. So I learned the craniosacral therapy, and this was up in Minnesota while I was still working in dentistry. And I started just working on family and friends, just doing this really cool thing that I had found. And that just blossomed into, I need to do this as a career. And I left dental hygiene and started doing this in Wisconsin, because I was on a border town in Minnesota. And nobody could tell me if I needed a license for this. And I finally found somebody, and I said, do I need a license to practice craniosacral therapy? And they said, in Wisconsin, you absolutely do. So I was like, oh, so I went back over to Minnesota, and I enrolled in, I had to take massage therapy as my blanket licensure. So I did that, and I practiced in Minnesota, because you didn't need a license in Minnesota to practice. And that's how I started getting my clientele.
what brought you down here?
Oh, the weather. Absolutely, the weather. My husband retired, and we're like, why are we going to stay here? That's just
Enough of
silly.
Minnesota, man. Wow. Those winters, brutal, brutal,
Oh, they're
brutal,
brutal.
brutal beyond
Yeah.
words.
I think they're about 17 below the other day. I was like, I'm glad I'm here.
So have you delved into Reiki or any of those sort of
It's
things?
funny that you mentioned that, because I was going to take Reiki, the classes, several times, and you know how the universe intervenes and it just doesn't work out. And I was practicing on clients, and I happened to be working at the same place as a Reiki master, and I kept seeing these symbols on people's bodies, and I was, I would be guided to just trace it out or whatever, and I would come out to her and say, does this mean anything? And I would draw it out on a piece of paper, and she's like, absolutely, that means XYZ. And I said, oh, that was exactly what that client needed. And so what I found out through my meditations is that I already knew this from somewhere, like somewhere back in the lineage of, timelines. And it wasn't important for me to take those classes. So I just focused elsewhere.
Right. So where do where do you see you guys going from here? What's next?
That's a good question. I'm excited to find out what this new year brings. This year has been, you
Every
know,
day's an adventure, isn't it?
it's been an adventure. I'm ready for the next one. But no, actually, I'm working on a podcast right now, because there's so many times that I feel like I have to have this full session of talking sometimes while I'm in session with people. And I thought I should just put this all out there, and they can listen to it after the session, because that way I can reach more people too. Just with some little tips and tricks on how to keep this feeling going and how to keep nurturing this advancement or ascension that they're going through.
Well, as you get cruising along with that, I've been doing this for 3 years now. I've learned a lot of really good lessons. If we can help, let's see if we can help each other. I think that's
Yeah,
a
I would appreciate that.
really great way to share the wealth.
Yeah.
So anybody out there that you guys, looking for a reading, get yourself into the chat, and we'll keep talking here. And if somebody shows up, we'll do some readings. And if not, we'll just keep talking. Yeah. Anything that, one of the things that the show is usually about is I don't like doing as much talking as I like actual practice. And
Right.
anything out of your practice, that any tidbit or little something that the guys out there could latch onto and try for themselves?
Well, absolutely. And some of it was kind of what you were talking about. I don't know if it was last Sunday or a couple of Sundays ago, but when you're about to go to sleep at night, and you do some of the deeper breathing, some box breathing, or whatever breathing really just comes up for you that you can actually focus on, and kind of charge up your hands, because once you can do that, and it's all visualization. So what if you can get this picture in your head, you can make that a reality. So rather than focusing what's wrong in the body, you're charging up the hands, and you are, I mean, go back to comic books when you're a kid. Like, I charge up my hands and I can create a brand new gallbladder, you know, or my brain functions perfectly, my skin is perfectly smooth, and focusing on the ideal outcome and just sticking with that ideal outcome. If you can hold that thought for 15 to 20 seconds, that'll bring you to the next thing. You know, then you go to the next level of that, where you're just, how would it feel if I had this, you know, this perfectly good heart? How would I operate differently? Would I start walking more? Would I spend more time playing with grandkids? What would I do? Like, feel that in your everyday life. Those kinds of things right before you fall asleep and right when you first open your eyes in the morning, that is the best time to focus on the perfect ideal situation, because you're training your body to do that. Every thought that you have, every word that comes out of your mouth reinforces exactly where you are. So if you want to be in a better place, you have to think and speak in a better place.
Exactly. What you think you become, you're creating your universe every single second.
One of
It's making your next reality and the reality that you're living in right now.
Yes. One of the first homework assignments I give people is to watch how people talk, because people will either argue for their limitations. They do the, oh yeah, but I can't because, or, well, this won't let me do that. And I'm like, just watch those conversations. Don't correct them. Just watch them.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I would say my yabbits.
Time I've heard that, man, I would be really living on the Riviera now.
Yeah, and then stop using the word can't altogether.
Get rid of that altogether.
Just get rid of that word.
It completely stops any forward movement or any possibility that you can. Because you've already written that out loud to the universe, projected out the frequency that you can't.
Yeah, just keep reinforcing it.
You know, it's like really, it's easy to get that concept, but unplugging the programs that you've had for years and years in your whole life and actually putting that into practice, it's a little intense.
And it's kind of fun at first, because you will trip over your words a little bit. You're like, well, I can't. I mean,
if you're catching yourself, you know, if you put yourself on blast and go, okay, every time I say that now, no, I can't do
it becomes funny because you are rewriting a program. Absolutely rewriting a program.
Hey, listen, before we run out of time here, I wanted to ask if you have ways for people to contact you. Oh, and before we do that, my friend Linda had a question for you. Do you talk when you're practicing, like doing a guided meditation simultaneously, or are you quiet?
It really depends. Some sessions I'm talking the entire time. Other times it's just quiet. And it just happens organically. It's not something that I force. It depends a lot on the client. If the clients are just real quiet, we just kind of stay quiet. But at the end, when we're all done, I'll do a complete recap. This is what I saw. This is what I felt. This is what I found. And then kind of what I've gotten from my guides for them, you know, like what it is for them to focus on next.
Right.
But if they ask questions during it, absolutely.
My friend Nancy, my cousin Nancy, how many sessions does someone typically have when you going through this therapy?
You know, there is no typical. Everybody is different and everybody's working on something different. Some of the things that we've locked in real tightly, might take a little bit of time to get past it. But I've never put that limitation on people because, like I said, I've had people that'll tell me the next day, oh my God, I feel great. I'll call you if I ever need you again.
Right.
And honestly, that's the best case scenario for me. I mean, financially, maybe not, but that is the best case scenario because I get super excited when people transform themselves into what they want. So I have some people will do it just as a maintenance, like once a month. They almost just put it on their self-care routine because even the more often you can get into this relaxed state, the better your body heals overall anyway.
Right.
I don't know if that helps or not, but
No, absolutely. You know, it's like I've been doing sound baths and readings, and like every single one of them's different. Like every single one of them. And when you're reading energy, there's no two energies that are ever
right.
exactly the same, and you need to be like prepared to make whatever adjustments and like and really hone in on what that is, and not bring a you know a rote therapy and just apply
Right.
that to every situation. You know.
Yeah. I always let the clients decide. I'm not one of these people that says you have to come 3 times a week for 4 months. It's never been that.
So I started to ask you this, but how do we get in touch with you?
Oh, yeah, I do have, I don't know, I can probably put the number in the chat too. I would say calling or texting is probably the easiest. There we go. That is probably the easiest. I do have a website. It's mybalancefromwithin.com.
Okay.
And I mean, you can go on there and that'll email me. But otherwise, I see text messages first, but phone calls, text messages, that all works great. And you can also call Pepper Natural Health too. They have the ability to schedule for me as well. Sometimes I'll get clients from them that just need a little help holding adjustments longer.
Let's see. I'm putting something up here. I think this is right. Mybalance.com. Is that correct?
Actually, it is. Let's see, my balance for a minute. No, I'll try that. Yep, that one.
No, you're not coming through on my chat.
Oh, aren't I?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
Let's see. Yeah, no, you're not coming through on my chat. That's really weird.
I suppose this will be backwards, won't it?
There you
backwards? It is backwards.
Thank you very much. And I'm serious. I wanna hook up with you sometime. You know, I know the holidays are kind of crazy, but I would really enjoy doing a session with you. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
I would love that.
So I do have oh, there we go. Tom comes to the rescue.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Yeah, Tom, a regular denizen of our little group. Tom and Andrea are husband and wife, and they're a great pair together, man. That's
We have fun.
yeah. All right, so there you go. Go check it out. Right? Okay. All right, so let's do a little breath work down to blank space, and I'm going to do a group reading and reading for Nancy. All right, so here we go. I love this part. All right, we're going to pull with our solar plexus, and we're going to draw in really beautiful golden, bright, white energy, source energy, healing energy, and I want that to go in through your nose and just filter down through your whole body. Just let it bleed out into your light body and just make yourself a bright light bulb. And if you have something specific that you need some healing with, focus your intent on that before the breath, and send all of that energy right to that place. It really does make a difference. And then on the exhale, we're just going to ride down to still space. And when I get through the little breath thing and down to the word silence, just freeze frame. Just hold your breath. Don't think, just be still. And we're going to hold that for just a few seconds and keep riding that groove every week, okay? We're going to do 3 of them. We'll do the first 2 will be kind of short holds, and then we're going to do on the last one, we're going to do a 30-second hold. When you get to that one, don't try to hold your breath for 30 seconds unless it's easy to do that for you. But just take some really shallow, just enough to keep you going. You don't want to like bring your focus back to your breathing. You want to just stay in that blank space. All right, so here we go. Inhale, draw really deep, really stretch it out, golden light, and release, sinking deep into the silence. No time, no thoughts, deeper, deeper. Silence. And inhale into the nose, draw with your solar plexus, make it count, really fill it up. And release, sinking deeper into the beautiful bliss. No mind. No time. Deeper, deeper. Silence. All right, last one. Inhale, bright golden source energy. And release. No thoughts, no future, no past. Deeper silence. $15. And 30. Take a nice breath and just stay in that space. All right, this is for us as a group. Words of wisdom for our energetic family. Words of wisdom for our energetic family. Words of wisdom for our energetic family. Number 48, the angel of fertility. Yeah. There we go. You are experiencing worry, anxiety, and fear, feeling timid and insecure. Allow yourself to feel it. Look at your deepest desires and recognize, that's That's holiday stuff, man. It's the deepest, like all those deepest buttons. Allow yourself to feel it. Look at your deepest desires and recognize which has heart and passion and enough meaning and power to sustain you. Now, focus all your energy on that. Think of your mind like a magnifying glass. Oh, I love this part of it. Bring the scattered light of all your ideas down to a single concentrated point that catches fire and breaks through. Experience your determination to create something from your dreams and do something with them. A surprise event is coming. Happy, happy. It will be auspicious and improve your attitude. A definite change for the better. You are on the right track. Waste no time. Success is for the patient. Look for the signs of success and follow it through. Never give up. Even when the going gets tough, offer your insecurity up in prayer. Offer your insecurity up in prayer, and it will be replaced with spiritual strength. Oh, that was a really good one. All right, Nancy, this one's for you. Concentrate. Words of wisdom for my cousin Nancy. Words of wisdom for my cousin Nancy. Words of wisdom for my cousin Nancy. Ah, yes. Number 7, the angel of patience. Yeah, here we go. Wow. Worry, worry, worry. You are experiencing it from every direction: health, finances, creativity. Look at your situation and decide what you really want. Your emotional responses are ruling your clear mind. Man, those emotions. Yep. You've connected to your pain and have lost sight of how good life can be. Material deprivation or emotional insecurity allow you to experience the disappointment that occurs with every effort towards stability is denied and everything you want to hold on to is lost, taken away. Those are horrible moments and great moments. You come to recognize the illusion of permanence in physical and material desires. And once you let go of that, man, nothing holds you prisoner ever. You come to recognize the transitory nature of physical and material desires. The only thing that is true is your light. Take heart. New opportunity, new possibilities, a path more consistent with the present will be revealed now. Strategic review, refocusing, and recalibration are all essential steps towards forward progress. Focus all your energy. That seems to be a theme for the evening. We get those. Focus all your energy on your spiritual growth. Here is peace. Apply slow and steady effort. Keep trying different combinations until the lock opens. In spite of the trials, you will continue to progress towards your goal. Your rewards will be as resplendent as your confirmed belief in what you can achieve. No can't here. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me make sure everybody's taken care of here. Yep. All right, Andrea, we're at that time, man. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm grateful beyond words, and we'll have to do this again. And I definitely be in contact with you next week. I wanna set up something and see if we
Absolutely.
can,
Thank you so much
see if
for
we
having me
can
on.
twist each other's energy a little bit. I think that would be so fun. Yeah, and if you guys are out and about on Sebring on Sunday mornings, Andrea and Tom and I and a bunch of other people seekers are doing a yoga sound bath thing every Sunday morning at the Backyard in Faded. Please come and join us and share some juice. So I would be remiss not to ask you to hit the like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and yeah. Until next week, my friend Brandon will be darkening my door, and I can't wait to be abusive to him on air. Andrea, I love you. Thank you very much. And I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. We close our energetic gathering today and send everyone on their happy way with absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, and especially the ugly, with infinite unconditional love and our wish for bliss to the source. We close our session.